The Young and the Restless. What's your game? Genoa City, WI. In an era of fragmented attention spans and on-demand binge watching, the concept of a daily, serialized drama holding an audience captive for over half a century seems like a relic of a bygone age. Yet, behind the glitz, the glamour, and the infamous catfights over the Newman Ranch, The Young and the Restless is executing one of television's most daring and complex creative experiments. For 51 years and counting, the CBS stalwart has been playing a high-stakes game, not just of love and power, but of pure, unadulterated storytelling. The question it poses to its viewers, both consciously and subconsciously, is a profound one. What's your game? The game, in this context, is not merely the corporate chess match between the Newmans and the Abbotts. It is the meta-narrative of survival in a brutal media landscape. While prestige television offers tightly plotted, 8-hour movies, Y&R operates on a different plane entirely. Its canvas is not a finite square of fabric, but an endless, ever-unfolding scroll. This format is not a limitation. It is the very source of its creative power. The longevity of a show like The Young and the Restless forces a unique kind of creativity, explains Dr. Alana Weaver, a professor of media studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. You cannot rely on a single, big idea. Instead, you must become a master of narrative alchemy. You take established characters with decades of baggage, and you constantly remix them, recontextualize them, and force them to evolve in ways that are both surprising and, in retrospect, inevitable. It's a high-wire act without a net. This narrative alchemy is most evident in the show's treatment of its core themes. The game in Genoa City is always, fundamentally, about power, legacy, and redemption. But the playing field is constantly shifting. Victor Newman's game, for decades, was one of corporate domination and paternal control. Now, in his later years, it has morphed into a desperate, often poignant, bid to secure his legacy and keep his fractured family from tearing itself apart. The tools are the same: manipulation, mergers, shocking revelations. But the objective has evolved, adding layers of tragic depth to the once invincible mustache. Similarly, the game for a character like Phyllis Summers is one of chaotic reinvention. She is not a static entity. She is a narrative shapeshifter, moving from villainous to victim, from comic relief to formidable businesswoman, sometimes within a single year. The audience is invited not just to judge her, but to understand the desperate, often self-destructive, strategy behind each new persona. Her game is survival, and her creativity in playing it is both her greatest strength and her fatal flaw. This long-form storytelling allows for a richness of character history that no other medium can match. A new plot point is never just a new plot point. It is a stone thrown into a pond whose depths span generations. A romance between two legacy children, like Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman, isn't just a cute coupling. It is the culmination of their parents' rivalries, their own childhood traumas, and the immense weight of the family names they carry. For the dedicated viewer, the payoff is immense, a dividend paid on an emotional investment made over years, even decades. The writer's room for Y&R is less like a traditional writer's room and more like a living archive and a strategic war room. A former writer on the show shared on condition of anonymity. We had Bibles that were essentially the genetic code of Genoa City. We could pull a story from 1985 and have it directly impact a character's decision in 2024. The creativity comes in making that feel organic and urgent, not like a history lesson. We are constantly asking, how can we use the past to destabilize the present? This creative engine is now facing its most significant challenge and opportunity: the digital age. The game is no longer confined to the television screen. It plays out in real time on social media, where fans dissect every scene, predict every twist, and form fervent communities around their favorite characters and ships. The producers and writers are now players in this interactive metagame. A fan theory that trends on Twitter on a Tuesday can be subtly acknowledged or deliberately subverted in the storyline by Friday. Furthermore, the need to create digestible clips for YouTube and TikTok has influenced the show's pacing and structure. Scenes are often crafted with a moment in mind, a shocking confession, a blistering confrontation that can live on as a standalone piece of content, drawing new, younger viewers into the complex web of the main narrative. It's a creative feedback loop between the show and its audience, a game of narrative call and response played on a global scale. So, what is the ultimate creative philosophy of The Young and the Restless? It is the understanding that in a world of constant change, the human appetite for myth, for saga, for watching flawed, passionate people navigate the consequences of their choices is eternal. The show provides a daily, communal ritual. It is a constant in an inconstant world. The brilliance of The Young and the Restless lies in its ability to make the personal feel epic and the epic feel personal. The fate of a multi-billion-dollar corporation can hinge on a stolen kiss. A single lie, told in a moment of weakness, can echo for a generation. The show democratizes high drama, making it accessible, relatable, and addictively consumable day after day. As Victor Newman stares out over the Genoa city skyline from his penthouse office, he is not just a businessman, he is a storyteller's pawn and a player in the greatest game of all, the game of holding a mirror to our own ambitions, our own loves, and our own endless capacity for reinvention. The Young and the Restless has been asking its characters, and by extension its audience, "What's your game?" for over 5 decades. Its enduring success proves that for as long as we are fascinated by the answer, the game is far from over. About The Young and the Restless. Celebrating over 50 years on television, The Young and the Restless is the most watched daytime drama and the winner of numerous daytime Emmy Awards. Airing weekdays on CBS, the series continues to set the standard for powerful storytelling, complex characters, and groundbreaking television.